Well, President Bongo's state visit to China is set to end on Friday. Our reporter Wang Hui sat down with him to talk about Gabon's economic transformation and potential opportunities for investors. The president has also shared his thoughts on the future of China-Gabon relations.
Last time you came to China for the World Expo 6 years ago, but this is your first time to do a state visit in China. I guess the mission is different this time. So what's the main purpose of this trip? And you met Chinese President Xi Jinping on Wednesday. What was achieved during that meeting?
In my previous occupation as Minister of Defense, traveled many times to China. And this has been a long time, 6 years, the most, that I haven't been able to come and visit China. So I wanted this time to come and sit down with the Chinese friends to just renew exactly the level of our cooperation and to make sure that we could take it to a higher level. We have to strengthen our economic ties.
As you just mentioned, the economic cooperation between the two countries is very important. Now there are more than 30 Chinese enterprises invested in your country. So how would you evaluate these Chinese enterprises? And also, in your opinion, what new sectors and current sectors will have great potential for Chinese investors?
Right now, Gabon is completely engaged in diversification of our economy. Gabon has been known to a country to have, be oil producer and also producer of, mineral resources such as, manganese, uranium, and also wood. But we decided that we had to take it a step further. And diversification of economy meant that we had to invest, in other sectors and reduce the level of oil, in our economy. There are big and important opportunities, especially in the fact that we are going through processing, our goods, because we now want to export manufactured goods. We're already processing wood in Gabon, and this is very good, and we want other aspects also of our economy to be touched.
As you know, the World Bank's Doing Business report has rankings to indicate how convenient it is for companies to run in a country, mainly based on rules and regulations. According to the latest report, your country still tops among Central African countries, but it has fallen 3 spots to 164. Under this circumstance, the foreign investors may have concerns about running business in your country. So how would you dispel their concerns?
Well, the main concern comes from the fact that in the area we have suffered, of the fall of the oil prices. And, but it has not affected Gabon as much as other countries because we started 7 years ago diversification of our economy. So the level of, the importance of oil in our economy is lower. The opportunities are still there in the economy, in the Gabonese economy for direct, investment. Gabon is a stable country, with strong institutions, and we protect the investment, so any investor coming to Gabon is protected by law. So that's why people should not be, afraid to come and invest in Gabon because our economy is still solid and strong.
Well, during the Johannesburg Summit of Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, China and African countries agreed to develop the 5 major pillars and the 10 cooperation plans. So which areas do you think Gabon and China should focus on to implement these goals?
It's still very important to invest in developing infrastructure. Infrastructure, because you have to connect the country, and this is a problem that many African countries have. You have to connect the countries. Roads, railways, very important. Secondly, what is most important also is to invest in energy. Energy because it allows you to respond to the basic needs of people, but also to accompany industrial projects. no energy, no project. So these are really the pillars, very important for Africa to develop, for African countries to develop, and from then Chinese company to come and help.
Actually, your father was Gabon's leader as well. And in his 42 years of presidency, he visited China 11 times, and he was an old friend of China. So in terms of engagement with China, what can you learn from your father?
I was able to accompany my father, in some of these trips. And so I'm a witness, of, this friendship, how it developed, So President Xi Jinping and I, we are, following the footsteps, and making sure that our cooperation is going to be stronger. And because of what has been done before, it is much easier, to do that now. But I still have my father's, record to beat. He came 11 times to China. I have to do more.
Now you are the president, and you have been doing so for the past 7 years. So what's your signature style, and what's your new vision for the Gabon-China bilateral relations?
I'm focusing more on the economy. My message is very clear. Gabon's open for business. Come and invest in Gabon, help us develop, make money with us together.
That's a win-win together.
Exactly.
Great. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Thank you.